Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast Every Day. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. We're so thrilled to have you join us for another exciting episode.
That's right, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our language learning adventures.
And for our returning listeners, thank you for your continued support. We love having you as part of our community.
Today, we're diving into a fascinating idiom that's all about perspective and communication, from my side to yours.
Woo, it sounds intriguing, doesn't it? It's one of those phrases that can really add a touch of nuance to your English.
Absolutely, we'll break it down, give you plenty of examples, and even put it into practice with a fun role play.
So get ready to expand your vocabulary and understand how to express agreement or understanding in a unique way. Let's jump in.
All right, so as we mentioned, our idiom for today is from my side to yours. Now, Sarah, why is this particular phrase so interesting and important for our listeners to learn?
Well, Alex, it's not just about understanding a new idiom. It's about grasping a really common and useful way that native English speakers express agreement, understanding, or a shared perspective. It's more nuanced than just saying, I agree.
Exactly. If you're having a conversation and someone says, from my side to yours, I think we're both on the same page, they're not just agreeing. They're acknowledging that while you might have come from different starting points, you've arrived at a common understanding.
It's like saying, even though we might see things differently initially, we've converged on this point. It's very polite and collaborative. It shows you've considered the other person's viewpoint.
So let's break down some related concepts. First up, we have seeing eye to eye. This means you agree completely with someone.
Yeah, like, my sister and I don't always see eye to eye on politics, but we always agree on pizza toppings. It's about total alignment.
Another useful phrase is to be on the same wavelength. This implies a deeper, almost intuitive understanding. You just get each other.
Oh, that's a great one. Like when you're working on a project with a colleague and you both suggest the exact same solution at the same time. You're like, wow, we're totally on the same wavelength.
And then we have to meet someone halfway. This is when two people compromise to reach an agreement.
My husband and I do this all the time when deciding what movie to watch. I want a rom-com. He wants an action flick. So we meet halfway and watch a superhero movie with a strong female lead.
Haha, perfect example. So, from my side to yours often implies that meeting halfway has already happened, or that you've successfully bridged any initial differences in perspective.
It's a really elegant way to confirm shared understanding, and it sounds so natural when you use it correctly. It adds a layer of sophistication to your English.
Absolutely, it's about moving beyond simple agreement to acknowledging that you've both considered different angles and arrived at the same conclusion. Very powerful.
All right, everyone, now let's hear a real conversation. Listen closely for those key phrases we just learned. Here's a chat between Michael and Nicole about a new project they're working on together.
Hey, Nicole, do you have a moment to talk about the new marketing campaign for the eco-friendly tech line?
Absolutely, Michael. I was just reviewing the initial brief. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been thinking about the target audience. I initially thought we should focus heavily on young adults, but now I'm leaning towards a slightly broader demographic, maybe 25 to 45, given the price point.
You know, that's really interesting because I had a similar shift in my thinking. My first instinct was also younger, but after looking at competitor pricing and product features, I realized we might be missing a trick by not including that slightly older, more established consumer. From my side to yours, I think we're on the same page there.
That's great to hear. I was worried I was overthinking it. So, we're seeing eye to eye on expanding the age range a bit.
Definitely. Now, regarding the creative direction. I was picturing something quite minimalist and sleek, reflecting the tech itself.
That's where I might have a slightly different take. I was thinking a bit more vibrant, almost futuristic, to really stand out. Not too busy, but with a pop of color, you know.
Okay, I see your point. Minimalist can sometimes blend in too much. A pop of color? I can visualize that. We don't necessarily need to be completely on the same wavelength yet, but I think we can meet halfway here. Maybe sleek, but with a vibrant accent color.
Yes, exactly. That sounds like a perfect compromise. We get the clean aesthetic but also grab attention. From my side to yours, that's a brilliant suggestion.
Great, so we're aligned on the broader demographic and a sleek but vibrant creative. What about the core message? I was thinking sustainable innovation for a smarter future.
Oh wow, Nicole. I literally wrote down almost the exact same thing in my notes. Smart, sustainable, future-proof tech. We are definitely on the same wavelength with the messaging.
Fantastic. It's always great when that happens. Makes brainstorming so much easier.
Agreed. I feel really good about this project already. Thanks for taking the time to chat through these initial ideas.
Anytime, Michael. It's a pleasure working with you, especially when we're so aligned. From my side to yours, this campaign is going to be a huge success.
All right, everyone, welcome back. That was a great conversation between Michael and Nicole. Now let's break it down and unpack some of the fantastic language they used.
That was such a rich dialogue. I loved how naturally they incorporated all the idioms we just discussed. It really showed how these phrases are used in a real business context.
Absolutely, Sarah. Let's start with Michael's initial thought process. He said, I initially thought we should focus heavily on young adults, but now I'm leaning towards a slightly broader demographic. The phrase leaning towards is excellent here. It means he's inclining or moving his opinion in that direction.
Yes, it's much more natural than saying, my opinion is changing to a broader demographic. And Nicole's response was perfect. You know, that's really interesting because I had a similar shift in my thinking. A shift in thinking is a fantastic B2 level phrase for when your perspective changes.
Exactly, and then she directly used our idiom, from my side to yours. I think we're on the same page there. She's confirming that despite their initial thoughts, they've both independently arrived at the same conclusion. It's a great way to build rapport.
And Michael picked up on that beautifully, saying, so we're seeing eye to eye on expanding the age range a bit. See, they moved from on the same page to seeing eye to eye, showing even stronger agreement. This is where you really start sounding like a native speaker.
Then when they were discussing the creative direction, Michael said, I was thinking a bit more vibrant, almost futuristic, to really stand out. To stand out is a common phrasal verb meaning to be easily noticeable or different. A B1 learner might say be different, but stand out is far more idiomatic.
Exactly, and Nicole's response was also great. She said, I can visualize that. We don't necessarily need to be completely on the same wavelength yet, but I think we can meet halfway here. She acknowledged their difference, but immediately offered a solution to meet halfway. That's fantastic negotiation language.
Yes, instead of just saying, let's compromise, she used the idiom naturally. And Michael's enthusiastic, from my side to yours, that's a brilliant suggestion, shows how it can be used to affirm a compromise, not just initial agreement.
And for their core message, they were totally on the same wavelength. Michael even said, I literally wrote down almost the exact same thing. That's a perfect example of feeling that intuitive connection and shared understanding.
To wrap up Nicole's closing line, from my side to yours, this campaign is going to be a huge success, is a wonderful way to express shared optimism and confidence, not just agreement. It implies, I believe it, and I know you believe it too, based on our shared understanding.
Exactly. So much more impactful than just saying, I agree it will be a success. This conversation really highlighted how our idiom adds depth and a collaborative tone to communication. It's a fantastic tool to have in your English toolkit. That conversation was fantastic for showing agreement. But Alex, I think, from my side to yours goes even deeper. It's not just about agreeing on facts. It's about building rapport and fostering trust, especially in sensitive discussions.
You're absolutely right, Sarah. It's a phrase that signals empathy and mutual respect. When you say it, you're not just stating your position, you're acknowledging the other person's journey to that same conclusion.
Exactly. Let's think about situations where emotions might be running high, or where there's a need for delicate negotiation. Using, from my side to yours, can de-escalate tension and create a space for resolution.
That's a key point. It's about showing that you're not just hearing them, but you're genuinely understanding their perspective, even if you started from different places. It humanizes the conversation.
So let's look at some related phrases that also help build this kind of connection. First, We have to put yourself in someone else's shoes. This means to imagine what it would be like to be in their situation.
Right? For example, before criticizing, try to put yourself in his shoes and understand the pressure he's under. It's a call for empathy.
Another great one is to see where someone is coming from. This means to understand their reasoning or perspective, even if you don't fully agree with it. It's about acknowledging their viewpoint.
Yes, I don't agree with her decision, but I can see where she's coming from, given the limited options. You're validating their perspective without necessarily endorsing it.
And finally, to bridge the gap. This refers to overcoming differences or disagreements between people or groups. It's about finding common ground.
For instance, the new manager's goal was to bridge the gap between the sales and marketing teams. It's actively working to create harmony.
So when you say, from my side to yours, you're often implying that you've already put yourself in their shoes. You see where they're coming from, and you've successfully bridged any initial gaps to reach a shared understanding.
It's a powerful phrase for fostering genuine connection and showing that you value the other person's viewpoint, making it much more than just a simple agreement. All right, everyone, let's hear another real-world example. This time, we have Adam and Sky discussing their fitness journeys. Listen out for those new phrases we just covered.
Hey Sky, you look really energized today. What's your secret?
Oh, hey, Adam. Thanks. I've just been really consistent with my morning workouts lately. It's made such a difference.
That's awesome. I've been trying to get back into a routine, but it's tough. I keep telling myself I'll start tomorrow.
I totally get that. I've been there so many times. It's easy to postpone, especially when you're tired. I can definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah, exactly. And then I feel guilty, which makes it even harder to start. It's a vicious cycle.
Absolutely. You know, I used to feel the same way. I'd set these really ambitious goals, and then when I couldn't stick to them, I'd just give up completely. I had to really put myself in my own shoes and figure out what was realistic for me.
That's smart. I think I do that too. I tell myself I'll run 5 miles every day, and then after 2 days, I'm exhausted.
Right? It's about finding that balance. For me, it was starting with just 20 minutes of walking, 3 times a week. It felt manageable, and then I gradually increased it.
That makes sense. I guess I'm trying to do too much too soon. Maybe I should adjust my expectations.
From my side to yours, that's exactly it. Small, consistent steps lead to big changes. It's not about being perfect from day one.
That's really encouraging to hear. I always thought if I wasn't doing an hour-long intense workout, it wasn't worth it.
Oh, absolutely not. Any movement is good movement. Even a 10-minute walk can boost your mood and energy. We need to bridge that gap between our ideal self and our realistic self, you know.
Bridge the gap? I like that. So instead of aiming for perfection, I should aim for consistency, even if it's just a little bit.
Exactly, and don't feel bad if you miss a day. Just pick it up again the next. It's a journey, not a sprint. From my side to yours, you've got this.
Wow, thanks, Sky. That's actually really helpful. I feel much better about starting now. I'm going to try that 20-minute walk today.
Awesome. Let me know how it goes. And remember, be kind to yourself. From my side to yours, we all have those days where motivation is low.
I will, thanks again. It really helps to talk to someone who understands.
Great conversation. Now let's break it down and compare B1 and B2 level language.
That was another fantastic conversation, Sarah. This one really highlighted the difference between someone expressing themselves at more of a B1 or lower B2 level and someone who's comfortably in the B2 C1 range.
Absolutely. Adam's initial responses were a great example of B1. He said things like, I've been trying to get back into a routine, but it's tough. I keep telling myself I'll start tomorrow. This is clear, direct, and grammatically correct, but it lacks some of the more nuanced expressions.
Right? And then Sky came in with a perfect, more advanced response. I totally get that. I've been there so many times. It's easy to postpone, especially when you're tired. I can definitely see where you're coming from. I totally get that is a great natural softener and empathy builder, and I can definitely see where you're coming from is our B2 phrase for understanding someone's perspective.
Exactly. Adam's, yeah, exactly, is a B1 way to agree. Sky's, absolutely. You know, I used to feel the same way is more dynamic. She also used, I had to really put myself in my own shoes, which is a fantastic B2 idiom for self-reflection and understanding her own needs.
And when Adam said, I think I do that too. I tell myself I'll run 5 miles every day and then after 2 days I'm exhausted. It's very clear. But Sky's response, right, it's about finding that balance, is a more sophisticated way to acknowledge and generalize his experience. Finding that balance is a common, natural B2 expression.
Then notice how Adam said, maybe I should adjust my expectations. This is good B1 vocabulary, but Sky elevates it with our idiom. From my side to yours, that's exactly it. Small, consistent steps lead to big changes. She's not just agreeing, she's affirming his discovery and offering a shared wisdom.
And another great example of B2 phrasing from Sky was, we need to bridge the gap between our ideal self and our realistic self. To bridge the gap is a powerful, more abstract idiom that shows a higher level of fluency in discussing solutions to problems.
Adam's direct interpretation. So instead of aiming for perfection, I should aim for consistency, even if it's just a little bit, is a clear B1 summary, showing he understood. But Sky's follow-up, it's a journey, not a sprint, is a common, idiomatic B2 way to express patience and long-term perspective.
And finally, Sky's repeated use of from my side to yours, you've got this, and from my side to yours, we all have those days where motivation is low, really hammered home how this phrase builds support and shared understanding. It elevates simple encouragement to a deeper level of empathy.
Absolutely. Adam's closing line, it really helps to talk to someone who understands, perfectly encapsulates the effect of Sky's B2-level empathetic language. It shows how using these more advanced phrases can truly make your communication more effective and connect you more deeply with others.
All right, everyone, let's do a quick recap of everything we covered in today's episode.
What a journey! We dove deep into the idiom, from my side to yours, learning how it expresses shared understanding and agreement, often after considering different perspectives.
Exactly, we explored similar phrases like seeing eye to eye for complete agreement, on the same wavelength for intuitive understanding, and to meet someone halfway for compromise.
And we heard them all in action. In our first role play about project collaboration, Michael and Nicole used these phrases to build rapport and reach consensus on a marketing campaign.
Then we looked at how from my side to yours helps build trust and empathy, alongside phrases like to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to see where someone is coming from, and to bridge the gap.
Our second role play with Adam and Sky really showed the power of this empathetic language. Sky's use of these idioms helped Adam feel understood and motivated on his fitness journey.
So remember, from my side to yours is more than just agreement. It's about acknowledging different starting points and arriving at a shared understanding. It adds depth and sophistication to your English.
Keep practicing these phrases, and you'll be connecting with people on a whole new level. What a fantastic episode.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us on this journey to explore. From my side to yours.
We hope you enjoyed learning this versatile idiom and feel confident using it in your own conversations.
Don't forget to subscribe to English Podcast every day, like this episode, and leave us a comment below with any idiom suggestions for future shows.
Keep practicing your English, keep exploring new phrases, and remember that every step counts.
Until next time, happy learning, and we'll talk to you soon.